Now, moving forward, what role do you think that economic disparities play in threatening democratic values?
Yeah, that's a very fantastic question. You see, for every country that needs an economy to grow, there are major things that need to put in place. There are major things that need to put in place, and one of them is this thing we're talking about, where there is when there is no justice, then such a country is doomed for development because when the right thing is not done, when the justice are supposed to back up what needed to be done, then it's not there. And automatically it's telling us that such country will not move forward. And that's one of the major problems we're having as a country presently because we've left what we need to do and we just think we can do anything that we feel like we can do. And it's really affecting us and every country to take as a tool for their countries to develop. And basically, if you expect the economy to grow, we need to understand the basis of the justice there. When there is injustice, there is no economic growth because basically everything is going to be on justice. And the area of it is for us to understand the fairness there is just we seeing ourselves like having a leader that understands the people. Why are people there? It's for of course for them to serve the people that are in the country. But if the justice is not there to make things to work out, then it becomes a problem for them. And you cannot give what you don't have, certainly. So the basic thing is just that we need to understand is that for every country to have an economic growth, we must have the justice, fairness, and equity for development of every economy.
JK Royal Signatures, a blend of African fabric.
Now, what then is the role of leadership in advancing justice, fairness, equity?
And the major role is we need to understand that being in power is not by force. And that is for us to understand is that everyone in power is for a certain period of time. Either you like it or not, if you are there as a leader, as a governor, as a president, you must understand there is a tenor for it. And at the same time, understand that it's not to do or die affairs. Just the way it is run in our country, that everybody is trying to get the power, to just get there by all means. I was disappointed was hearing the news about how the people in Senate that they buy themselves to get the position. It's so embarrassing. And of course, I'm happy that the whole thing is coming to the limelight with what El Rufai is trying to pull across for us, for the nations to understand that politics is a big dirty game, and it's supposed not to be, and it's very devastating. And I'm just saying this that for us to understand that being in power is for the people, at least for the betterment of the people, not for ourselves or for family affairs. It's for development of the country. And I must say this that if every leader is there today, when they leave, people will talk about those people. We have record of we have the history about Obafemi Awolowo. They've laid legacy. The likes of MK Abiola have laid a legacy, and we're still talking about them. But the question is, when they leave, what are we going to say about them? And it's going to speak a lot about what everybody's is going to live. And I think it's a very important thing for us to understand that any positions we find ourselves, we should try as much as possible to put in our best. And, just do the best and do what you think is right. And we see everything to working together and being in places. That's what I just think.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Now, how can technology, which actually is your own, is another field that you have a
Mm.
niche in, can be leveraged to promote democracy, to promote justice, fairness, and equity in a democratic system?
Thank you very much. I must say this that technology is one of the greatest tools that we need to understand. And I'm proud to be part of people that are in that field. One of the systems that's not working is the electoral body. And until we understand the importance of the IT in politics, that we know the value of it. The beavers, the likes of the beavers that were used to conduct the elections with the last election we had, reveal a bit of the shenanigans of all the politicians are doing. And that's what us understands that IT is one of the major tools that if we as a country or any country, so to say, utilize the power of the technology, then the likes of the elections, the electoral body will be of high standard of, and we're able to portray the justice, fairness, and equity that we all are talking about. And until we understand and until we see the importance of the IT field of the technology in that area, we'll move forward. And until we put those things in place, then things will just keep being the same way it is. And we just keep repeating the same every time. And the truth is just that we know what to do, but we just feel that we don't want to do them. And until we rise up to do the right thing, we won't get things right in this country. And that's what I'm going to say.
Okay, it's like you. All right. So now, if you were to advise any government of any nation, looking at the happenings, of course, most nations are actually are in a democratic system, whereby there is freedom of expression, freedom of speech. You have a say. So with all of that, there are things that you can do because actually democracy is for the people. So now, what would you advise? And what would you advise the people also that are the direct receiver of all of this positive and negative energies from the government that they personally went to the polls to elect?
Exactly. And I must say this that everyone has a role to play. We all have a role to play. And until we take our stand and said we must do the right thing, we will get things right. And that is why it is very important for us to understand is that every citizen must try as much as possible to use the power that we have. And our power is to go out and vote, no matter how so terrible these politicians try to buy their way out. If we understand this mentality that is our right, and we must vote these evil people out of this so-called offices, we won't get things right. And I must say this: I strongly believe that comes the next elections, things will take a new look because now is an eye opening, and everybody is seeing what's going on in the country presently, and everybody is trying to put his best to make things right. But I'm going to say this that so far so good, we have the power in our hands, and we must understand that the power is for us to go out and make our rights to work. No matter how it is, we must go out and vote so as for us to prove that indeed we've played our part. And if we all can stand together and fight this battle, definitely we will get things right in that country and we will make things right. It's a matter of time. Things will work out. I strongly believe that things will work out.
You keep going back to Nigeria. I want you to talk to the world, actually.
Okay, generally, okay.
Beyond Nigeria, now,
Well,
the world at large.
at what at large, I must say this, that God created us for a purpose. And everyone has the power every person that God created has a power. And I must say this, that everyone was under this power at large, that no matter how so terrible, whosoever that was there today, there will always be a second chance. And the second chance is when we are privileged, to have our vote to cast or to go out to vote. We must try to understand that we need to look deeply to know who's going to be our next president, our next governors, those people that are going to put in power, or those guys are going to be our prime ministers, so to say, or those going to be leaders in every nation, every country throughout the world. We must understand that we are the ones that owns that country. Everybody is important to his country. And not to understand that we have our power and we stay together to make sure that this country works out by ensuring that we vote the right thing, we vote the right person that we felt, we put our nation to the next level, we move our nations to where we want it to be. Then we'll see to working out for ourselves. So just for us to understand that everybody is important and we need to cast our vote by voting the right person that we felt our spirit tells us that is the right person for us to lead us and put us to where God has a plan for us. And that I believe that with that, things will work out.
Thank you very much for that. It was nice discussing with you. Thank you once again for coming on the show.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it so much. It's an honor to have you tonight.
All right, thank you. And to you out there, thank you too for being part of the show. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things. And also, it's very important that we discuss these topics to be able to know, how to navigate around things. Justice, fairness, and equity in a democratic society is quite important, and it is most important when our leaders take cognizance of, um, the people's issues, the people's concerns. Well, until next time when I come your way again, please be safe and be happy. Bye for now.